So there I was, a 40-something high school teacher with little kids, zero political experience, and no money, running in a deep red district. But you know what? Never underestimate a public school teacher. Never. And we made sure that every kid in our state gets breakfast and lunch every day. So while other states were banning books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours. Also protected reproductive freedom, because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make. And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule: mind your own damn business. That's how we'll build a country where workers come first. Healthcare and housing are human rights. And the government stays the hell out of your bedroom. That's how we make America a place where no child is left hungry, where no community is left behind, where nobody gets told they don't belong. That's how we're gonna fight. And as the next president of the United States always says, when we fight, when we fight, when we fight.
That was the next Vice President of the United States, Tim Walz, a guy who has managed to not only garner the affection of the majority of Americans for his authenticity, but also present himself in stark opposition to the prince of phoniness, JD Vance, whose convictions change with a light gust of wind. This is a guy who called Donald Trump America's Hitler, only to fall over himself to serve as Hitler's sidekick. A guy who's running apologia for Trump's denial of biracial Americans, while himself being the father of 3 biracial kids. I have seen plastic figurines less fake than JD Vance. But it wasn't just Tim Walz that blew the roof off the United Center on day 3 of the DNC. Here's just a small sampling of the star power that showed up to energize the over 20,000 people in attendance.
If Donald Trump has his way, he's going to push through their extreme agenda. Project 1825. I'm sorry. I roll that back. I got that wrong. Project 1925. Oh, I'm sorry. Project 2025.
Page 451 says the only legitimate family is a married mother and father where only the father works. You know what? I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to put that in my pocket so I can share it with undecided voters so they better understand what's at stake this election.
You ever seen a document that could kill a small animal and democracy at the same time? Here it is. You know how when you download an app and there are hundreds of pages there that you don't read, it's just the terms and conditions, and you just click agree, right? Well, these are the terms and conditions of a second Trump presidency. You vote for him, you vote for all of this. Let's take a look.
By the way, I got a message for the Republicans and the justices of the United States Supreme Court. You can pry this wedding band from my cold, dead, gay hand.
Donald Trump is like an old boyfriend who you broke up with, but he just won't go away. He has spent the last 4 years spinning the block, trying to get back into a relationship with the American people. Bro, we broke up with you for a reason.
You're going to have a hard time believing this, but so help me, I triple-checked it. Since the end of the Cold War in 1989, America has created about 51 million new jobs. I swear I checked this 3 times. Even I couldn't believe it. What's the score? Democrats 50, Republicans 1. I'm glad that we've got a championship-winning coach on our team.
Now, I joined the Army when I was 17. In fact, I was too young to sign the paperwork. I had to ask my mom to sign the paperwork for me because I don't have bone spurs.
Here's a sentence I never thought I'd hear myself saying. I'm Pete Buttigieg, and you might recognize me from Fox News. I believe in going anywhere, in service of a good cause, and friends, we gather in a very good cause, electing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, the next President and Vice President of the United States. And don't even get me started on his new running mate. At least Mike Pence was polite. JD Vance is one of those guys who thinks if you don't live the life that he has in mind for you, then you don't count. Someone who said that if you don't have kids, you have, quote, no physical commitment to the future of this country. You know, Senator, when I deployed to Afghanistan, I didn't have kids then. Many of the men and women who went outside the wire with me didn't have kids either. But let me tell you, our commitment to the future of this country was pretty damn physical.
I mean, guys, Oprah showed up.
There are people who want you to see our country as a nation of us against them. People who want to scare you, who want to rule you. People who'd have you believe that books are dangerous and assault rifles are safe. That there's a right way to worship and a wrong way to love. People who seek first to divide and then to conquer. But here's the thing. When we stand together, it is impossible to conquer us. They are the best of America. And despite what some would have you think, we are not so different from our neighbors. When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady, well, we try to get that cat out too. We won't go back. We won't be set back, pushed back, bullied back, kicked back. We're not going back. Not going back. Let us choose. Let us choose truth. Let us choose honor. And let us choose joy. Because that's the best of America. We're all Americans, and together, let's all choose Kamala Harris!
And look, I want to be measured and not make grand proclamations because I'm swept up in the emotions of being here at the DNC in Chicago, but I feel pretty confident in saying this. Democrats have won the culture. Democrats have won the future. Democrats have won the hearts and minds of the vast majority of Americans. But our last job is to win this election. And let's be clear, nothing is a given. Donald Trump has won what had felt like a surefire victory for Democrats before, and he can do it again. The difference is that this time we're paying attention. And we know that every single vote counts, and that it's not just up to Kamala Harris or Tim Walz to win over voters. It is up to all of us. It is about our future. Our health care, our reproductive rights, our abortion rights, our climate, our jobs, our wages, our salaries, our national security, our democracy. We've got 76 days left. Let's get to work.